There we go. Happy Saturday, everybody. It is officially the start of November now at this point. I hope everybody had a lovely Halloween if you went out and celebrated or did anything. Otherwise, let's gear up for that Thanksgiving at this point. Or let's be real. Stranger Things. Every holiday. What's up, Bianca? How are you? Is the new Stranger Things trailer out? Yes, there is. I'm not watching it. I'm gonna go in. You know, we watched the teaser trailer. I think I'm content with that. We'll see how things go from there. We're gonna go in pretty blind, I think. Did I have a good Halloween? It was fine. I mean, I worked on videos. I didn't really celebrate Halloween outside of watching, you know, the movies that we do for the channel and stuff like that. I guess that's the closest I got to actually celebrating. What's my favorite restaurant? I don't know. Like, I think like overall there's like there's just a hibachi steakhouse. I mean, it's just generic. It's like just called hibachi. That's pretty local to here that I really enjoy. I think that's probably the closest I have to a favorite restaurant. Biggest fear question? Death. And favorite character Heartstopper is Tori, which I mentioned pretty frequently in my reactions, I believe. What's up, D. Cole? How are you? What's up, Josie? How are you? Can't wait for the new Demon Slayer movie. What about you? Well, I'm glad. I hope you're excited for it. I've never seen... The only Demon Slayer I've seen, like I've mentioned in the past, was the first 13 minutes of Infinity Castle, because I was covering it for JVS at SDCC. But up until that, I had seen absolutely zero Demon Slayer, so... What I saw was cool. I just didn't have any connection to it. What's up, Gavin? How are you? Hope Halloween wasn't too annoying yesterday with all the kids coming nonstop. Honestly, we didn't have any kids. Nobody came by our way, which works out for me. But anyways, I had thought about the boys in Gen V universe, so I saw that Marie can heal Godolkin's burnt ass body completely and bring her sister back to life. So with all that said, do you think she is strong enough to remove or heal Butcher's tumor and tentacles? I think she is, but whether or not she'll actually will want to is a different story, considering Butcher killed Victoria and he hates soups in general. That's a really good question. I never considered she could be an avenue to healing and saving Butcher's life. I only thought about it in the way that everybody else was in the show, about how that would impact Homelander. I never considered the fact that she could probably save Butcher. I mean, now that you brought that up, I think she most certainly will. Or he'll reject it and die knowing that his life has pretty much been burned to a crisp in the conquest of this revenge, but who knows? Who knows? Let's see. What's up, Christian? How are you? How was your Halloween? It was good, just chill, just kind of a normal day for me. Nothing special. Which of the two Hazbin episodes is my favorite? And should I kill my wife? God, that dude cracked me up. Holy shit. My favorite of the two episodes, I think it's the second episode. I think episode 2 so far is most certainly my favorite. It's also the most melodramatic and the most, I don't know, so much is going on in that episode. I can't wait to see where we go though next week. But out of the two that we have so far, I think number 2 is my favorite episode of the premiere so far. Very glad Hazbin is back. Season 2 is fantastic so far. Big fan of Gravity. I'm glad I managed to avoid it and maintain that willpower to not react to it, since they put out that music video early. because my God, in the moment, I felt like it was so impactful seeing the way the narrative built up to it. It was so good. And it's just such a jam. I love that hard rock ballad that they threw into it. It was like almost like a mix of like Nightwish and Paramore, or I don't know, man. It was just metal as fuck. I love it. Right now, it's probably my favorite song. I mean, certainly of the season so far, maybe of the whole series at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited to see Luke's character arc. Me too, because it definitely seems to be, it's most certainly going to be a regression. She's one of those characters where her arc is going to take her flying backwards. And I can't wait to see it, because she is crashing out so hard right now. And I swear, I hope she falls. I really do hope she falls. I think that would be ironic and beautiful and poetic. It couldn't happen for Adam at this point, sadly, but now maybe it could happen for her. I was hoping that would be the case for one of them. What's up, Breeze? How are you? I'm doing good. Finished listening to the Lord of the Rings audiobooks. Hell yeah. Let's see. Now I'm on to the latest Star Wars Acolyte book, Crystal Crown. You said the latest. I didn't even know there was a single one. How many of them are there right now? What's up, Omni fan? How are you? What did I think of Hazbin Hotel Season 2? I mean, so far, it's fantastic. And how was my week, Mr. Omni? It's been good. Just been working. Kind of regular old week. Just threw in, Hazbin Hotel into the mix is really the biggest shakeup to everything. But other than that, it's just kind of been a standard little day. Little week. What's up, Big MK? How are you? Missed you last week. Missed y'all as well. But we had a safe trip. Everything worked out. Everything was fine and fun. I got to go see the Breaking Bad statue while I was there. We were only there for one full day in Albuquerque. Other than that, it was like we got there at like 11 a.m. Friday. And so we spent a little bit of time there, but the bulk of everything else we did was Saturday, and then we were out the very next morning at we had to leave at like 5 a.m. Rough, but it was fun. Short time we had there, but it was kind of to hit the wedding and then was gone. What's up, Sheldor? How are you? What's up, JC? Halloween is a cursed holiday because of how Michael Myers went on a killing spree on that night, and Voldemort killed Lily and James Potter and tried to kill Harry that night. It's just a spooky night. People try to do some crazy shit. So Greenlight, how are you? I'm doing good. What's up, Joe Kramen? How are you? Evening Omni from the UK. Doctor Who confirmed to return Christmas 2026. Yeah, sadly, no Christmas special this year, it seems. Disney, seemingly, if not, I think completely confirmed to have backed out of their deal with Doctor Who moving forward, but the BBC seems to be pretty adamant that they're not giving up on the show, but Disney certainly has, so that partnership is coming to an end. But yeah, we'll definitely be at least getting a Christmas special next year. That Gravity Falls episode was perfectly timed. Completely accidental. Completely that was just fate. Fate all in of itself. It's wild how creepily perfect that worked out. What's up, Stare Face? Happy Saturday, gang. How's it going? Going well so far. Favorite candy? Wait, where'd that go? Favorite candy? Reese, the mini Reese cups. The little mini Reese cups. Those are absolutely my favorite. What's up, Shay? Where's the welcome to dairy reactions? Don't know that I'm going to cover it right now. I'm not really, it was never really something I had locked in to cover. I was kind of waiting to see, one, how I was feeling, two, how the word of mouth on it was and all of that before really committing to anything. I mean, honestly, no one's talking about it. I've heard absolutely nothing about it. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it just annoys me to all hell that it didn't come out before, like, into October, you know? And it's also going to be running through so many other things right now, right out of the gate. So it's just annoying when it came out. But if I don't get around to it now, if word of mouth on it stays strong, maybe I'll watch it for Halloween next year. We'll see. What's up, Darkly? How are you? Haven't seen you in many weeks. I know, it's been a little while. One since you've been here, and obviously we took a little bit of a break last week, but welcome back. We got a super chat in here. What's up, Sound Effect? Lightning Bolt, hell yeah. At some point in the future, will you be reacting to Alan Becker's Animator versus Animation series? I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, this would absolutely be the first time I'm hearing about what this is. I'll make a note of it. I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. But I'll put a note in here for it. I might try to look it up later if I remember. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Let's see, where were we? Here we are. What's up, Ronan? Ronan, what's up, man? How are you? Jazzy's here as well. Did I have any Halloween candy? I did not. I actually have not had any candy. I've really done, the only Halloween adjacent things I've done has been reacting to everything like that. I like the movies and whatnot. What's up, Dirty Artist? How are you? What's up, Green Light? The Speaker of God has got to be my new favorite character in Hazbin Hotel. She's so calm. Yeah, she's phenomenal. And there's so much to read into that as well, especially compared with like the interviews that Viv has kind of been putting out here as of late, and how this is the closest we're gonna get to ever even getting to God in the show. Like, God themselves will never appear from the way that she had talked about it, but this is the closest. And I think thematically that works extremely beautifully, because it just leaves so much of it up to interpretation, even amongst the servants, the direct servants in heaven. The angels even have to, like, even with the speaker, she never like outright tells you what to do or what God wants. Like, she just tells you what is and guides, you know, allows free will and interpretation even amongst their kind to a degree, so that they can still kind of choose their own path in a way. It's like extremely gorgeous, but it allows for that interpretation to really kind of play into the society of heaven and all that, the misconstrued nature of a lot of these different things. I don't know. There's a whole rabbit hole I could go into with all that, but I won't do that here. But it's definitely been something that I've been thinking about. Notice you laughed at Charlie when she was spying in Hazbin Guarantee. Huh? Spying? At what point was she spying on anybody? I'm confused. What the fuck do you mean? Confirm. What is one dessert you can eat the most of? I mean, it's not a traditional dessert, but Reese mini cups, like the mini Reese cups. I can just pound those things back until I get sick. What's up, this? How are you? Can't wait for your Amphibia reactions. My favorite animated Disney show. Yeah, we're still a ways away. We're still ways away, but we'll be definitely getting around to it. Did I see the Scream 7 trailer? I did watch it on my own time, just out of curiosity. And I feel like they're definitely spelling out who the killer is. But, yeah. Again, I have no intention on covering anything related to that film. And if I ever even get the itch to watch it, I will probably pirate it. Let's see. What's up, Janie? How are you? Let's see. Inside of horror movie franchise universe, which horror movie you think you could survive, and could you not survive or scare? Some of this, like, if this phrasing is off. But I don't know what the other part of it means, but I'm going to say, like, which horror movie franchise do I think I could survive? And I could probably make it out of a Scream movie, I think. I think that would be the easiest one to make it out of, at least. Let's see. Are you planning on playing Ninja Gaiden 4 on live stream? No. I've never played a single Ninja Gaiden game. Well, I've attempted one once upon a time. I just really couldn't get into it. Not my kind of game, not my kind of vibe. I still got to finish the other games I have in my backlog before I move into anything new. I'm excited for next week's Hazbin Hotel episodes. I mean, obviously, that goes without saying, I feel like. Love the way Hazbin Hotel Season 2 is going. Can't wait to see episodes 3 and 4 on Wednesday. Same. Sorry if I missed it, but are you checking out Star Wars Visions? I would like to, but I just don't know how to, like, with all of it just being dumped all out at once. And I looked at the run times. These are hardly shorts. These are near full episodes at this point for a lot of these seasons. Like for season 3, like these are some of the longest ones we've had in Visions, and I just got to find the time. I want to, but it's just right. It just came out at such a stupid fucking point. So I'd like to try to get around to it still, but we'll see. Do I need to worry about Hazbin spoilers? You most definitely do. Not that we've talked about anything that hasn't been revealed in the trailers or anything like that. We haven't really gone into any spoilers so far, but yeah, probably not a safe place to be right now. Welcome to Darius. So dang good so far. Nice. What are you drinking today, and recommendations of drink or cocktail? I can't remember what it was contained of, but when I was at the reception for the wedding we went to, they had something called a Southwest Princess, and it was fucking delicious. I don't even remember what all was in it though, but I'm drinking my Moscato this week, and paired with a Dr. Pepper when I need a little bit of that fizz. Whoever Lute's voice actress is killing it with those vocals. Jessica Vosk? yeah, she is. She's so good, man. Oh, sound effects back again with another super chat. Thank you. That's great if you really like animation and great fight scenes. Heavily anime inspired and a great story. Yeah, I'll try and check it out. I'll try and see how it's going. See if it's something we can float into the mix, if it catches my drift. Might be spoiling something, but did you know a song is called Piss in the next episode of Hazbin Hotel? I did already see that floating around on my timeline. It's like called Piss, a love song or something like that, I think. Yeah, the title of the song is just called Piss. Which is funny. Very funny. But I'm so curious what that's going to allude to. What's up, Axel? How are you? Found myself a new game to play. Arc Raiders! Can't stop playing it, it's so much fun. Not familiar. And Gravity is probably going to be #1 favorite song of season 2. Who knows, man? We still got a lot of songs to get through. We had 3 songs in episode 2. The most songs we've had in an episode before. Which makes me wonder if we're going to have more songs in other episodes in general too. It's crazy how much better I like the Heaven crew. Pinchas, Lute, and Emily are my top 3. Sinners, keep up. Yeah, I'm very intrigued by the Heaven plot at this point with everything that's been going on. I like Sarah, man. Everything that's gone on with her in the recent episodes is absolutely wild. She's probably my the character I'm the most. Her and Lute and the dichotomy between those two and the different directions they're heading is something that I'm really interested in. And I love that despite not being like a super religious person herself, that Viv isn't like painting them like it's not. A lot of people like, oh, Viv thinks she's smart because she made Heaven bad, and it's like that's not the story at all. Not even in the first season. Like, it's so much more complex than that. There's so many like shades of gray. It just goes to show how no matter the way I view it is like it's more of like class and perception of superiority. Like if you view like Heaven as like a gated community versus hell like as the slums or something like that, you can see the way that people will think they're superior, think they're better just because they had a better privilege or a better outlook or better opportunity in life. And the way that kind of goes into it, it's almost like Sarah believed that her value or her point of view was infallible, but has learned that it's not. And Lute refuses to accept new information. She's a brick wall. Like, the world is exactly how she sees it and is always going to be how she sees it. And she's not willing to change, adapt, or anything. Sarah, however, is, she realizes she's wrong and is coming to terms with the fact that she's wrong and is now trying to do better. Then you have people like Emily, Peter, and Abel who are just kind of like, you know, cool people are cool people, you know? It's like there's shades. It just like that, like just as much as there's good and bad people in hell, there's good and bad people in heaven, there's good and bad people everywhere. It's just unfortunately life all over again. Came from another stream to be here. Well, welcome. What's up, Michael? Do you think Abel is faking being nice, or do you think he's genuinely a good person? If he was faking being nice, I think Adam would have liked him more. I think Abel's pretty transparent. Given with what we've seen so far and the way they've talked about his character before the show came out, I think him and Emily may be one of the two most genuine people we've seen so far. I'd be very shocked if it turned out to be he was faking it for some reason. I was getting Hailstrom, Lizzie Hale vibes from Gravity. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Well, damn, when you see this, I had asked if I had avoided spoilers for Hazbin. Everybody immediately started talking about Hazbin, so I may have left. I mean, yeah, I don't know what you could have expected at this point. We're most certainly not going to avoid talking about it. Did you know Hazbin got a world record? It did indeed. I think most in-demand show of all time or something like that. The backstory of Serpentius got me in tears, man. It's sad, man, but like, yeah, he is kind of partially responsible vicariously for those deaths. Inaction in and of itself is a sin, especially in that context. Also, Adam is more interesting dead than alive, which is kind of wild. You know, it's not even the real Adam. It's just like her version of Adam. Because even like going back to season 1, like even there was like times where Lute was more hardcore than even he was. Like, remember, it was like, dude, geez, he was like, geez, Lute, chill the fuck out when she was talking about murdering demons and going down there. Like, he enjoyed it, but she like enjoyed it. So I don't know. I would like to see more of Adam if we ever get some like flashbacks, which I'm sure we are going to get in the future at some point. And season 3, Viv said, will be the Morning Star season, which I'm super hyped for. Sub Joe, John Bon, oh my God, I can't say Bonfire Joe. I kept wanting to say John Bon Jovi. Subliming. The soundtrack for Hazbin Season 2 is about to take over my Spotify, wrapped by the end of the year. Gravity is definitely my favorite so far. Also, Luke's plan is going to backfire hard. I mean, it's again, Adam and her, like them convincing Sarah to go on this onslaught is the only reason they're in this position to begin with. Had they never done the exterminations, had they never done anything, had they never pressed, have I never done any of that crap, we wouldn't be in this situation where hell now knows they can kill angels, and now they are planning an uprising. They created their own problem. So yeah, I mean, it already backfired, their plan. They were playing with fire, and now they've gotten burned, and now she's going so far hard the other way that I think she's probably going to even betray her own kind to prove a point. Because I think she's going to do something stupid and blame, like in heaven, and blame it on hell to instigate things. As much as Vox is trying to stir up anti-heaven sentiment, I think she might try to do something along those lines in heaven. And I saw somebody float this idea in the comments, is like, what if she kills the speaker and blames it on heaven somehow? Because that character's almost too good to have around. And that made me absolutely terrified. But I hope in the end, though, she falls and becomes a demon, and then she becomes the thing she hates. That would be perfect. Did I hear about Star Wars Rogue Squadron being made into a show? I did, and I wonder how Patty feels about that. That was a turn, and that's a little surprise turn that we see there. Do you think Pinchas will return to hell as a sinner, and do you think that or do you think he'll be he'll permanently stay in heaven? I don't know. I really don't know how that would work, like if he can become a demon again, or if they'll just allow him to come and go as he pleases after all of this chaos gets set aside. I'm not sure. What are your thoughts on Baxter so far? Love his design, love his voice, and I'm very interested to see more of him. I'm very, very interested to see more of him. How are the cats? Cats are all good. The three kittens we had been taking care of and fostering, we finally sent them off to go to an organization elsewhere that's going to help get them permanent homes. So we finally were able to take that step. So, but all the regulars are still hanging in there. What's up, Grace? How are you? Thank you so much for the super chat. Also got Heroic for One Piece 278. Not disappointed. Well, I'm glad that you weren't disappointed. But yeah, it's we've hit a pretty strong stride with One Piece right now. Just in a couple days I'll be recording 290 onward. So it's some pretty crazy shit right now, man. So awesome. And I can't wait to see what's around the corner. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Here we are. Let's see. Happy Saturday from the West Coast. Why is it so bright? And why is my Xmas music already playing? So that's the transition, the post-Halloween transition. It's already hit you. I just realized my first message may have come off as rude. I forgot to ask how you were doing today. Not that that's aside. Would you like to hear one of my has-been theories? Might be my best theory. Sure, go for it. And I didn't think your message came off rude before. I didn't take it that way, at least. Don't know how far you are into One Piece, but if you haven't seen them, any guesses to Kaku and Kefla's Devil Fruits? Well, I know Kaku's now. Kefla, we've only gotten a taste of. I've watched up until 289. That was the last episode I watched. She did something weird to Sanji. Nami's about to go in. She just stripped naked and she's getting into a bath. That's where I'm at. Funny how all your most popular vids are Hazbin Hotel. Yep. Funny, huh? So, yeah, it kind of took over that entire listing. Did I notice that Serpentius is older than Alistair? Yeah, I mean, I kind of get that, I guess. It didn't really click in my head, but that makes sense. Serpentius got some long hair, reminds me of Snape's long, glorious hair. I mean, his is much longer than Snape's. Would I want to see these characters in Doomsday? Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan, Storm, Jean Grey, Thanos, Ultron, Wanda? Answers for each. Well, I mean, yes, sure, why not? Why, I don't know why I'd say no to any of them. My reaction to Human Pinches. Oh no, he's hot. Right? He's got that sad emo boy energy, man. Not sure if I asked this before already, but what are your thoughts on Disney attaching trailers to the beginning of a movie instead of an online release? I mean, I don't know of a case where it's not released online. Do you have like a specific one in mind? Because I'm not aware of anything that's exclusively been attached to a movie that didn't end up online. Also got flashbacks when you kept yelling at Yo-Yo to use her powers. Me too, man. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was getting so frustrated. I was like, God damn it. It was PTSD for Barry, man. I'm curious to see where things go with Doctor Who after the last episode where Billy Piper seemingly became the Doctor. Yeah, same. I'm so interested in what the hell that was meant to be. Apparently Nifty is 22, as I'm part of a server in Discord that has a Has-Been and Hell of a Boss chat. Yeah, I think that's been confirmed somewhere. I can't remember where, but I think I had also seen that mentioned somewhere, making her the same age as Luna. Love Hazbin Hotel. Still haven't watched Hell of a Boss though. You absolutely should. I highly recommend it. There's Easter eggs already sprinkled all throughout season 2 of Hazbin Hotel, and they are going to cross over. I mean, some of the characters are already recording lines for Hazbin, so it's definitely going to be at least pertinent to watch it beforehand. I prefer it, generally speaking, but I don't know, man. Here we are back in the Hazbin age, and now I'm like, oh, I'm all Hazbin'd up. We'll see. What's up, Renee? How are you? What's my favorite Halloween movie? Watched Labyrinth last night. Have I ever seen that particular movie? I have seen Labyrinth. The first time I ever saw it, I didn't really enjoy it. Second time, I watched it as an adult, and I enjoyed it a lot more. But my favorite Halloween movie is probably Halloween, as much of a cop-out as that might seem like. I just have such a strong attachment to that movie. I think I only watched 3 movies in October, and they were all horror. Bambi the Reckoning, Bring Her Back, and last night VHS Halloween. Dude, Bring Her Back was amazing. And out of the ones I released for Halloween, that is the one doing the worst. I really expected a little bit more out of that one. I hope more people watch it because it was so good. I think Weapons got the most attention out of horror movies this year, but Bring Her Back definitely needs to get some love. Raka Raka, like the Philippou brothers, they are the next big things in horror, I feel. I'm aware that you could do Hazbin Hotel in full, but Amazon might be an old man and take it down. I mean, that's true of anything. I mean, honestly, hell, just my edited ones got blocked. Like, there is no putting it up, it just gets blocked. Hell, most of the shorts I've tried to put up, you haven't seen because most of them are blocked. It took me multiple attempts to get the version of the edit up so you could even see it. It's not that it's even going to get taken down, it's just going to get blocked outright. They might release it if you want to get through it, but I'm not waiting for that. I'm not playing that game with Amazon, especially with their copyright strike bullshit that was going on leading up until the release. Not doing it, man. Do I like psychological drama? I do. Welcome Derry has certainly been an interesting series so far. Certainly had a few things I wasn't expecting. Is that a good thing? Is that good? They released episode 2 early yesterday. Yeah, I knew they were releasing episode 2 for Halloween. They wanted it to release on Halloween, but again, it's just like, why are you releasing it right now? Did you hear about Warner Brothers being for sale? Such a shame. Yep. Netflix is right now seemingly one of the most interested and highest bidders. Do you think we're going to see Alistair, Husk, Nifty, Angel's backstories? Oh yeah, most certainly at some point. I don't know how relevant they're going to be to the story at hand currently, but I'm sure we will. What's up, SMG Fan 3? Hello, new subscriber. I swear I've seen that username before, though. Anyway, welcome, all the same. Hello, everybody. Welcome. What's up, Ghostblade? How are you doing, man? Hope you're doing well since you're 3 to 4 weeks ahead on One Piece reactions. What did you think of Second Gear? I mean, I still am confused about what he's actually doing. It gives me like Kaioken vibes because he doesn't like transform. He gets very hot, steamy, but all of his abilities ramp up and get empowered. But he just revealed there's a third gear, but I haven't seen it. It was off screen. It like cut away. He bit his thumb. He said third gear and it cut away to Chew and like the rabbit and the little girl. He blew down the door and then we didn't get to see what we didn't get to see. But then he like it showed us after he was like a little guy. I don't know, man. I just can't wait for him to finally confront Lucci. So I feel like I'm not gonna get to see either of these things to their fullest extent until that fight. But I'm hyped, man. The way he made Bluno look like a fool made me enjoy the shit out of it so much. Are you aware that God won't be appearing in Hazbin Hotel? I am. I saw that interview. I think I just mentioned it a little bit ago, which I respect. Thought God isn't like a person on Hazbin. I mean, it's never been addressed. It's never been talked about. I mean, we know God exists, thanks to Hazbin and Hell of a Boss, but to what extent, we don't really know. And I guess we're not ever gonna know. They'll be so far and beyond even everybody else. Does Hazbin Hotel Season 2 music feel like K-pop Demon Hunters level because episode 2 songs was 100% perfect awesome? I mean, it's two very different kind of styles and genres and all of that. I don't know if I would say, I mean, I feel like the Helliverse soundtrack in general, I enjoy more than most of K-pop Demon Hunters just in general on a general status, but I don't know. It's hard to say. They're very different, like genres in general. Would you consider Hunger Games a Halloween movie? I most certainly would not. Because of Welcome to Derry, I'll never look at the Music Man movie nor pickles in a grocery store because of traumatizing it was to some people. Interesting. You might not be aware, but Serge Pinchas is one of the oldest people in Hazbin Hotel. I mean, we saw the date show up. We know he's older than Alistair, he's older than Vox, he's older than Angel, he's older than... Because those are all the ones who we know when, or at least roughly when they died. All the V's. I mean, we have no idea about Val that I know of, but we know he's older than Fox. We know he's older than the Velvet. He's older than most of the people. He seems to be the oldest sinner that we know of, other than I think Zestial. Zestial, I think, might be the oldest so far, based just on context clues. Let's see. I love Framework Daisy on Ages of S.H.I.E.L.D. Me too. I love every version of Daisy, but Framework Daisy, I get what Deke was going for. I get it. Welcome to Derry is so good. The acting from the kid actors is amazing. Awesome. Sorry, I meant to say crying. Well, yeah, because it was funny. Of course I was laughing when she was crying because it was funny. It was played for laughs. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Very excited for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. It looks incredible. All the sets are amazing. Guillermo del Toro saying "fuck AI" at a QA premiere is hilarious. And respect. I mean, him of all people would most certainly. Yeah, I would expect that of him. I'm looking forward to it too. I'm hoping I get a chance to cover it this month. Did I hear Netflix might buy out Warner Bros? I actually just mentioned that a little bit ago. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are my favorite. Also Twix. Nice. I've been curious about this for a while, but do you have a Discord server? I do. I just don't have the link out there. It's kind of a Patreon thing at this point. Or not, well, a member and Patreon thing at this point. It's, let's see. Honestly, it's still, I need to be more active in it than I am, though. Let's see. Since it's Halloween, well, I mean, it's not anymore. It's November now. You should react to the animated show called Spooky Month. What? I mean, I don't know where you're at, where it's still Halloween, but it is most current. Halloween's over where we're at. I'm not doing any more Halloween adjacent things right now. So maybe next year. What is a dream of youth that is a curse as an adult? Like, you dream of adventure as a kid, but as an adult, all you want is stability, safety, and structure. I think maybe freedom. Like, in that way that you like see adults as being able to do whatever the hell they want and do, you know, that illusion of freedom that you think of as a kid. You're like, oh, I want to be an adult so I can do this, and this, and that, and this, and that. And then, like, taking for granted the things that you do have, like, while not able to go out and do whatever the hell you want at all times. Like, there's almost like a safety and a whimsy and a thing you don't quite expect or cherish in the moment of being a child. You think a lot of those restrictions are cages, but at the end of the day, like, you kind of grow up to miss them in a way, I think, in some aspects, if that makes any sense. Apparently Luna is the same age as Velvet, and so is Nifty. Velvet, that was the one I was thinking of. Velvet was the one that I saw was 22. Nifty, I think, is still kind of up in the air. I hope Netflix doesn't get Warner Brothers. I'd rather it be Universal who gets it. I, as a reactor, don't want it to be Universal or Paramount. Otherwise, you will likely not get to see any. I mean, hell, my channel could just get erased if either one of them get a hold of it. At least with Netflix, I'm safer. Do you think the next few episodes are going to have some references to Hell of a Boss? I mean, the last episode 1 had all of the sins in Lucifer's bedroom in the hotel. They were all on up on the board, up on the wall. He had photos of all the sins in his bedroom. Other references, maybe, but we're not. I think it's too soon to see any characters show up. But I most certainly think there might be some Easter eggs sprinkled in here and there, but we'll have to wait and see. Apparently Luna's the same age as... so you posted that one again, or did I go backwards? I think I went backwards. Surprised Vince isn't here, but hey, everyone has a life. Anyway, have you heard of Dispatch? I know you literally have no time, but if by some miracle you want to watch a playthrough or play yourself because it's so freaking good. I've heard of it. I really don't know what it's even about, but I've heard of it. It was this, I know Critical Role's been hyping it up for a while now. I don't know what it is, though. I'm playing myself, and I'm in love with it. Stranger Things Season 5 trailer got me sweating. They simply just going all out in this season. The Netflix even wanted to put the finale in theaters. Yep. Does Lilith even care about Lucifer and Charlie? I think she does. I think she would have answered that. I saw somebody make this point, and I think that was definitely kind of alluded to. I think I think because of what Lute had kind of instigated, had she not got that text message just before Charlie's last phone call, I think she would have picked the phone up. She's like, you're off the hook now. Because the last thing she was told was like, hey, you need to take care of your daughter and get her to stop this shit. I think she would have answered, but just before Charlie called, Lute was like, you're off the hook. You don't have to deal with it or whatever. And then obviously she denied the call following. I don't know, man. There's so much entangled with that. It's impossible to speculate. I think she most certainly does, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Have I heard about the show Good Omens? I have. I watched the first 3 episodes once upon a time. I just never finished it. But right now, for the poll that is for what show is going to be replacing Young Royals, Good Omens is currently the front runner. So we might be I might be forced to finish it here soon. What's up, TCO? How are you? Third time catching live. Welcome back. I have gravity playing in my head almost nonstop all day, every day. Same. If Lucifer met the other sins, how do you think they would react? I mean, he has met the other sins. He created them. They used to be circus performers together. He knows them. He's got photos of them in his bedroom. I mean, how they might be a little irritated that he just kind of up and left, and they've been picking up his slack over the last however many years he's been absent from hell. But I think a lot of them, I don't know. I'd love to see them react, but I don't know. I think it really depends on who's who. I mean, obviously Satan enjoys his absence because it allows him to, it's allowed him to rule hell in his stead. Bell and Ozzy probably miss him. I don't know about the other ones though, because we don't really know them all that much. Apparently Lucifer made the imps and Satan is the Goetia. That is absolutely incorrect. It's the other way around. How did you land on that? Satan made the imps. We've known that for years. The imps are the creations of Satan. I mean, he outright says it in Mastermind. But Lucifer, we just learned Lucifer created the Goetia. That's what was just revealed. I thought that Goetia went down with Lucifer when he was sent to hell. See, a lot of people keep saying this, and it's all predicated on the actual mythology, not what has been shown in the show. And people keep trying to confuse the two together. In the show, Lucifer, there was no rebellion. He's the only angel that has been cast out of hell that we know of. He didn't lead a rebellion. There was no battle. As far as what we know, he just got banished. Alone, him and Lilith. So there is no other angels that fell with him. In the actual mythos, yes, there was a war, there was a clash between the followers of Lucifer, there was a whole ass rebellion, and they all were cast out together, and a lot of those other angels that followed Lucifer became, their descendants became the Ars Goetia. That is the actual mythos. The show itself, wholly different. It has been since the jump. But we got confirmation that in the Helliverse, the Goetia in hell were created by Lucifer after he fell. You know, Satan created the imps, Ozzy created the succubi, Mammon the loan sharks, B the hellhounds. Every sin has their own race they created, and Lucifer's is the Goetia. That's why they're the most angelic of the creations, and also the highest on the totem pole out of all of the creations. Piss is the Cherry Bomb's Serpentious duet next episode. Can't wait to hear it. Hell yeah. I can't wait to get the context of the title. Do you think Cain is on Earth or in hell? He's most certainly gotta be in hell, I would imagine. I don't know why he would still be alive. if he was on Earth. Let's squeeze 4 songs into one. That would be something. YouTube is going to love piss when it comes out. What the fuck? Phrasing. Did you hear Lantern Show will show multiple time periods, so we'll see a flashback of Alan Stott, the first Green Lantern. I'm so excited. I did not hear that. That's exciting news. What's up, Tony? I've also been playing Phasmophobia, an awesome, absolutely terrifying game at times. I've played it once or twice. It's a freaky little game. I'd love to see Kane in future Hazbin Hotel seasons. Yeah, me too. I really, really hope we get to see Kane at some point. I'm a fan of Hazbin, but it's undeniable it does have flaws. Do you think season 2 will be as flawed or play out better than season 1? Will it have the same pacing and writing issues? I mean, the only problems I have with season 1 is it's really only with the reveal about the angelic steel and Vaggie, that whole bit. Because like I understand what Viv, and she's explained it. She's like, obviously we made a mistake with that. It didn't come out the way that we intended it to, but that's the only weak point about it, other than the fact that I wish we had more time. Other than that, I feel like the story's pretty damn tight, and the only thing that it leaves me with at the end of it is just wanting more, and I just think that's fine. The only writing issue that like I said, that I have with season 1 is that piece of that turning point. Like, the explanation we got wasn't very strong. I mean, but so far, I mean, season 2, I mean, it's just been ramped up. It's hard to say. I mean, it's also going to be 8 episodes, so it may run into the same problem where maybe things feel a little rushed. I wish it would have more episodes. I think both need more episodes, because I do think we could have benefited a lot from maybe some I hate to say it, but filler episodes, or just some things that could have been dragged out a little bit more. But I personally don't think season 1 is as flawed overall as people say or think. A lot of people do. If anything, it just goes to show how good it is that you just want more. But I think like I said, other than the one little plot point, I don't think they fudged anything else, personally. I just want more. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Right now, Hazbin doesn't have a limited runway. Like, we know season 4 of Hell of a Boss is the last season of Hell of a Boss. Right now, we don't have a determined end point on season-wise for Hazbin, so they can drag it out as much as they want. I'll be there. What's up, Sam? How are you? Hope your weekend's going well. Love to hear your thoughts on Star Wars Vision Volume 3 down the road. If I have the time, man, I'm going to try to get around to it. I really wish it released at a different point than it did, but I would like to get around to it. What was my Halloween costume? I didn't dress up at all this year, so that would be nothing. Completely agree. I remember people going, oh yeah, angels are bad guys now, how original. But like, that's not the story at all, especially in season 2. But even in season 1, it was really just Adam and Luke. You know, well, even when we got glimpses of heaven, Sarah, while positioned in a point of contention, isn't innately bad. And hell, it was revealed pretty early on, or at least in that same episode, that no, only those 3 know what's even happening. You know, so like, it's, I don't know. People that complain about it like in that way, if that's the people's criticism of the show, they've never fucking watched it. And it shows. YouTube is very glitchy today. YouTube's been really weird the last few weeks. Good news, Mitchell's vs. the Machines is getting a sequel. It is! And I'm excited to see what they do with it, because the first one was so much fun. What do you think of the V's as villains of season 2? Personally, they are very interesting villains. I mean, I love them. I think they're entertaining to watch. I can't wait to get more of them and to see how they even remotely pull this off. Apparently they found Jack the Ripper's body 140 years later. but I could be wrong. As far as I know, I mean, nobody's, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they ever found out who he was. I think Adam isn't nearly as interesting as Lute thinks he is. I think he's only as interesting as his own inflated ego believes he is. I think that's the kind of the point of his character in general. Angels are mostly bad guys in Supernatural as well. I mean, it's not unheard of. It's like, it's not even, this isn't even the first show that's done something in that vein. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's whatever, man. Let's see. Since Stranger Things finale is going to theaters, would you rather see the finale on the big screen or the comfort of your own home? I mean, I'm going to be watching it at home because I'm going to be reacting to it. I'm not going to miss out on that. I'm going to be watching that here. If I can do both, I might do both, but I'm definitely going to be watching it here so I can record it. What's up, Superbad? How are you? Can Lute kill the speaker? I mean, that is a good question. Can she? I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past her right now. I don't think the V's know about angelic steel, but hey, I could be wrong. I mean, that is a very good point. No, they know it's possible to kill angels, but they also, I don't know if it's been made public because that was a secret Carmilla kept to herself and then shared with the hotel. And I don't know if Charlie has just let that be known that's how they did it. I mean, the cannibals would know because they were all armed with angelic weapons. Carmine armed the whole army with them. So it's possible that could have gotten out to the greater whole of hell. It just depends. I don't know that they were all sworn to secrecy or anything of the sort. From what Lou was saying in Gravity, it sounds like she's going to try and kill Vaggie to try and make Charlie feel what she is feeling, which is fucked up. Oh yeah, I mean, that's in the lyrics for sure. But like, I'm just thinking of like the grander macro scale. Like getting her personal revenge is one thing. Other than that, like completely turning heaven against hell, I feel like would be something she would also try to do. But yeah, like in the song, she pretty much made her main focus, her main goal is like, I'm going to kill Vaggie so you know what it feels like. The Simpson movie is getting a sequel along with the Minecraft movie is getting a sequel as well. Fun. I'd rather watch Stranger Things 5 series finale than cover my own home, to be honest. Same. Am I planning to watch the final season of Stranger Things? Of course. There's no way in hell I'm not going to be watching it. And any theories? None that I want to posit right now. I'm not really trying to really be a big theory crafter for season 5 at the moment. I just want to go in and enjoy whatever they say and whatever they do. There's a rumor that Vizipon might be working on a Helva Boss movie, but that could be a hoax. Yeah, that feels like a rumor mill thing. I would definitely take that with a massive grain of salt. I noticed your Agent Steel reaction moved from Wednesdays to Mondays. That is accurate. That's because, you know, for October, we were doing a movie drop. It has been on Wednesdays, and it was just, I didn't want to overcrowd the Wednesday releases. So now we got Marvel Mondays. Have I been watching any Georgia Dow recent videos? Her last two were about Hazbin Season 2. I haven't watched her recent videos yet. Not yet. But I love her Helliverse stuff, even though sometimes I disagree with her analyses at times. I think that's just a misunderstanding of the characters or what was being shown. But for the most part, I really, really love her takes. What do you think of a Helliverse crossover will be? An episode from either show or an hour-long special, a movie, a short, or an animated musical? I think it may just be as simple as just here, this day, and a character just happens to cross paths with somebody else from one of the other shows. I don't know if they did like a clear like crossover special or a movie or something like that. That'd be really cool. I mean, it'd make me wonder what the drive of it would be. Thoughts on Disney scrapping the Ben Solo movie? I'm not shocked that they scrapped it, but it does make me interested on how they would have worked that out and brought him back. Would you like to see Hazbin Helva Boss characters as puppets? Sure. Why not? I mean, I already have like all the premium plushies. So my theory is that Vox will betray the other Vs and will most likely be defeated because of that. I think this because in Hazbin Guarantee, he's just speaking while the Vs are singing. And at the end of the Hazbin Guarantee, he says, "Trust me, just me, instead of us," in the song once we get up there. And at the end of the song, his platform is higher than Val and Vel's. Vox is always putting himself first, and he said he'd do anything to feel like a god again, even betraying his friends. He's probably going to get to the pearly gates, but will he get insta-killed by God's beam? Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I also think that he will likely betray them in the end. If it means getting what he wants, I think he will probably. Yeah, I think he's just using them. And like Alistair said, he's just as powerful, or does he get his power from his support? You know, whatever. Like, he's going to use them as stepping stones to get to what he wants. But it's his name on the building. It's his name on Vox Tech. You know, it's all of that. So at the end of the day, it's all about inflating and uplifting his ego, and they're just tools to do that. And I think you might be onto something. It'd be very fitting. It'd be very fitting too. I mean, that's exactly what a cult leader does as well. They just think they are in the upper echelon of that right now. Am I going to wait until the first season of Welcome to Derry ends to watch it, or you just have no interest in watching it? Right now, it's just I don't have time. I have an interest, but I just don't feel like it's something I need to rush and watch at the moment, given everything else that's going on. So I don't know if I'll try to catch up later in the month, or if I'll just put it off until a later date. Well, it just depends on how I'm feeling in the coming weeks. So you've seen Robin's flashbacks, some of the most heartbreaking stuff. Had to take a little break after watching it. Oh yeah, that was. I still don't know where I stand between that and the Nami flashbacks with the Bellamere stuff. I think both are pretty. They're very much so both extremely strong, and I think either one of them, depending on my mood or the time of day, could fight for the most heartbreaking spot. But yeah, it was a rough watch. It was good shit though. Does Hazbin Hotel Season 2 Episode 2 soundtrack feel like it may have some DNA of K-pop Demon Hunters because it's so fucking good? I mean, it would have came out. I mean, they would have written it long before K-pop Demon Hunters even came out. So, I mean, there'd be no intentional crossover at all. But I don't feel at all like there's any K-pop Demon Hunters DNA specifically in any of the music. It's been all vaudeville. It's been all Broadway. Gravity's really the only one that's really kind of stood out on its own. DNA, no, none whatsoever right now. I mean, the only song in the Helliverse at all that has explicitly been inspired by K-pop was Clown Bitch. Is episode 10 of Gravity Falls still your favorite, or has any of the upcoming episodes on Patreon topped it yet? No, episode 10 is still definitely my favorite. Let's see. Hearing you mention PTSD over people not using their powers makes me grateful we saw some powers being used more in Wednesday Season 2. So true. So very, very true. It just happens when it's speedsters, I think, more than anything, because I get it. It's a writer's nightmare to have a speedster in your story and have to find an excuse for them not to solve every problem. And that was a major problem in a lot of The Flash. And for the most part, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has always kind of found a way around it until just that one episode, until this one recent episode. For the first time in 6 seasons, I'm like, motherfucker, you're the reason he's dead. Anyway, some things I've done, well, some have proven right for the events of Hazbin. So yeah, I'm either crazy or very lucky. I'm okay. Very vague. I think the reason for the Doctor transforming into Billy Piper is because it's similar to the situation where Peter Capaldi first debuted. They explained that it's a familiar face that stood out to them. Well, I mean, sure, that's probably part of it. It could be some bad wolf chicanery as well. But it still begs the question why, because there was still, this is very different than that, I think, because there's also, they've said that it's not a proper Doctor either. So what the fuck does that mean? You know, I don't know. Am I a Ghostbusters fan? I'd say no. I mean, I liked the cartoon as a kid. The first two movies, I don't really have nostalgia for them, other than the aesthetic. I liked the new... Well, I didn't like Afterlife. Or no. Frozen Empire. That one was ass. The one before that, Afterlife, I actually really liked. But I'm kind of like, whatever on Ghostbusters. For example, Matt Smith, Dr. Tenure, had the episode where they were around the events of Pompeii, and Peter Capaldi was a supporting character back then. That was a Tenet episode, but also still different scenarios right now. Can't believe part 1 of Stranger Things season 5 comes out this month. I ain't ready. Same. Amazon is annoying with this stuff. I mean, it's just law, man. It's not just Amazon. It's copyright law. It applies to every studio. Copyrights for anything kind of suck. I mean, I get it. You need to watch the original shit. Try not to spoil anything for Derry in case you decide to watch it, but certainly a dark series. Good to know. I would expect nothing less from it. Wish Amazon, Prime didn't add commercials to the platform. Well, you just gotta pay that extra $3 to get rid of them, as they say. Not to be a smartass, but could it be possible that Hazbin is the show of love? Huh? What? I don't know what you mean. I mean, definitely out of the two shows, the one more focused on relationships and love is Hell of a Boss. But I'm not sure why you said not to be a smartass. Nothing about that came off in that way. The mechanics of second gear will be explained in-universe, but second gear, the real-world equivalent, is force activating an adrenaline state on command. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. How come you haven't done any videos for your YouTube members? Because the YouTube membership is just for stream stuff. Everything else, all the exclusives, all the early accesses is all on Patreon. I'm not doing any YouTube member crap. It's just, it's a terrible system. YouTube takes so much of that. They take a third of whatever you guys would be paying, and so a third of what you guys paid does not even go to the channel. It goes straight to YouTube's pockets, and Patreon takes a less cut of everything. Their system's more robust. I don't have to worry about any copyright crap over there, because you still have to worry about that stuff on YouTube. A lot of the stuff I post on Patreon, I can't put on Patreon, that I can't put on YouTube for that reason as well. I mean, because even with all that stuff, I still would have to censor everything. I would still have to put bleeps on everything that YouTube doesn't like. You just can't do it. I mean, I know some people that do it, they offer lesser stuff over there, but I don't want one tier to have stuff the other tier can't have. So it's just, it benefits the channel more to just do Patreon. The YouTube memberships is a scam. Who from Hell of a Boss would you be so hyped to see pop up as a cameo if they showed up in Hazbin? Now that we got this Goetia information, have Solis show. Well, he's not a. Well, it depends on when the shows take place. Because again, I'm still adamant that Hell of a Boss takes place prior to the events of Hazbin Hotel. So it just depends on if he's got his status back by that point or not, if that is the case. But I would love to see the Goetia show up. And I think that would make the most sense right now. Or just the Sins, like actually have that. We know Satan is the first confirmed character that is going to be in Hazbin Hotel. So I'm sure the Sins will be coming. I mean, it's got to. If we explore the origins of hell, you have to dive into the Sins. You can't exclude them at all. So I'm sure that's going to come. Anyway, Omni, was Die Hard ever considered a holiday movie? I mean, if you're asking if I've reacted to it, I've reacted to every Die Hard movie. But I mean, I am a Die Hard defender that it is most certainly a Christmas movie. What if Val was Jack the Ripper? That would explain the abuse and lack of care and love for women. I know a lot of people want Jack the Ripper to be somebody that we know, and I just feel like we don't need to do that. It'd be interesting if they went that route, because I've seen somebody say that Jack the Ripper was Stolas. And seriously so. I would rather it just be nobody that we know. Really wish AI wasn't a thing. Same. What's up, Roberto? How are you? I'm doing good. Question, which song is better from Hazbin Hotel? Hell's Forever or Gravity? Mine would be Gravity. Right now, I'm thinking Gravity as well. But Hell's Forever is so good, too. I don't know. It's rough. Am I going to react to the Amazing Digital Circus? I keep saying I will, and I'm going to continue to say I will. I just don't know when. I wonder if we'll see Zestial again. I'm curious about him. I think it's already been confirmed we will be seeing him again this season. What's up, Mercenary? How are you? Just passing through. Well, enjoy your time passing through. Which superhero team will you join? The Justice League or the Avengers? If I had my choice between the two, it would be the Justice League. What's up, Bethany? First time and a live of yours. Welcome. I'm about I'm roughly 20 to 30 minutes behind with the live messages. So if you got something for me, I will get to it. It'll just take me a couple minutes. But welcome. What's up, Dawson? Don't have much in terms of a discussion for today, but I hope you and everybody had a good Halloween. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. If anything comes to mind, just let me know. Omni, would you consider Gotham a very bad city? Oh, that's an understatement. Yes. Yes, indeedly doodly. I think most likely YouTube will hate piss when it releases. We'll see. Besides Lilith, who do you think might own Alistair's soul? If it's not Lilith, the only other person I could maybe think of maybe Eve or Rue. Since we know Rue is confirmed to actually be canon and something that we're going to be exploring in the future. It's going to be one of the three, I think. If Hello Boss crossover with Hazbin in the last episode of Hazbin Hotel Season 2 would be so crazy. I think it's too early to expect a full-on crossover in Season 2 with the way that the timelines played out on the legal side of things between Amazon and Spindlehorse. Most certainly Season 3 onward, I think, is going to be where it's the most likely. Do you think you will react to She-Ra, Princess of Power someday? It very well could wind up on our animation block eventually. It's on my poll, so it just depends. Once we get through Gravity Falls, once we get to Amphibia, after Amphibia, that's when I'm going to be opening up the animation poll. So we'll see what happens next after that. Looking back on the Chucky films, one character I wish they would have done more with was Nika's niece, Alice, who died after Chucky took control of her body. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, there's a little bit of a missed opportunity. I'm with you on that one. B meeting Charlie would be so cute. Yes. Have I ever watched the Jetsons animated show back in the day? Of course, I grew up on that shit. I feel like some people forget how old I am. The Jetsons, Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, Josie and the Pussycats. What else was there? Dune Buggy, Speed Buggy, Jabberjaw, all that shit, man. Tom and Jerry. So since there wasn't a rebellion, that makes a lot more sense on why Lucifer is such a sweetheart in the show. I do still feel like there is something more that we're not being told. Because we've only heard, like, Charlie's only heard the story from her mother's side of the story, or her father's side of the story. Like, what did Lucifer plan or want that was so bad that heaven cast him out? It couldn't be, oh, I want ducks everywhere, or I want sunshine and rainbows everywhere. I don't think it's going to be something crazy malicious, but I feel like there's something not being said. But who knows? Who knows? I wonder what the first police force of hell was. Could it be the silent speakers or something else? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, right. I mean, yeah, there was the Reapers that came after Blitz and them when they were wanted criminals. It's a good question, actually. I can see Lucifer and Solus being great friends as they are both goofball dads. True. Desperately needing to get in touch with their child. Dispatch is a Telltale superhero game. Aaron Paul is the main character, voice actor, and does an amazing job. Also, Jacksepticeye, Moist Critical, performing villains on a team. Dispatch. Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay, so it's a narrative game. Okay. Maybe we can get into that at some point. Do you think there was a Hellhound rebellion, as the rights of Hellhounds are not great, and B is a Hellhound, so she could have fought for the rights as she is a deadly sin? Well, if they fought for rights, they didn't get shit, because currently Luna is the only one in the show that's not treated as just a servant. So I don't think that's a thing that's happened yet. So maybe there's a class war that's going to be coming in the future of the show. But right now, that most certainly hasn't happened. Wasn't it said that there are 6 seasons for Hell of a Boss, not 4? I could be wrong. You are wrong. It is 4. It's always been 4. It's going to end in 4. That's what Viv's always been insistent about. Let's see. I may be in the minority about the pacing of season 1 of Hazbin not bothering me as much as other people. Like I said, the pacing I think isn't the problem in season 1. I just think that one plot hole is the one thing that I have a problem with. And the rest of it just comes down to wanting more time. I want to spend more time with the characters. It's more of a selfish thing. I don't need it. The story also doesn't need it, but I want it. I still have Severance on my mind, and it's not because of one character. It's because of how good it was and how trippy it was. I don't know why you felt the need to clarify, not because of one character. I'm not sure what that was about. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I always find myself thinking back to Severance, man. It's a fantastic, thought-provoking show, and I can't wait for season 3. Do you think Serpentress is the best developed character from when we met him in the pilot to where we are with him now? He's in the top 3. I think Angel still beats out as far as development goes from inception to now, especially with where we saw Angel in episode 1 of this season. Apparently Rue got a voice actor, so I think she will be one of the big old girls to beat in season 3 or 4 of Hazbin Hotel. Most certainly. But yeah, Viv did also mention that they've cast Rue, but will not reveal who yet. Have I seen Epic the Musical? Not yet, not yet. One of these days, maybe. Do they confirm a third Smile movie? I'm not sure. I've still not seen either of the 2 that currently exist. Can Val be redeemed if he would if he could, would Charlie allow him to? If so, is that the chase? What's not to say, but Lute couldn't be redeemed or healed from her wounds. Charlie, would allow Val if he actually intended to. Charlie is not the person that would deny anybody, no matter what they've done, I feel like. But can Val be redeemed? It all depends on if he wants to be redeemed or thinks he deserves to be redeemed, or that he feels that there's anything he needs to redeem for, which I don't think he does. It's all dependent on the person themselves, and I don't think he can. Nor do I think he wants to. And I think Lute is probably stuck in that same trap unless she goes through her fall from grace like I'm predicting she will, and maybe that will humble her. But we'll have to wait and see. You think Luke can have a redemption? Just goes back to what I was just talking about there. Do you think Avengers Doomsday will keep its December 2026 release or get delayed again? That's an impossible question for me to answer. I think Velvet is the only V that could stay at the hotel without threats. I mean, maybe, probably. Decided to wait for Hazbin Hotel Season 2 episodes completely on Amazon Prime in 3 weeks, and I have to avoid spoilers, and I already got a little bit spoiled when Vizzy released Gravity's song. Well, you definitely shouldn't be in here because we've been talking about it for most of the stream. So we've most certainly been talking spoilers throughout. Let's see, what's your sleep schedule looking like? So last night I slept from 6:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Then I was up until 4:30 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. It was like somewhere between 4 and 6 is in the morning is when I decided to go back to bed. And then I woke up again this morning at 11 a.m. for a little bit. And then I went back and took a little nap for about 2 hours between 1 and 3 to wake up for this. That's been my sleep schedule for the past day and a half. That's usually my average sleep schedule right now, is something chaotic like that. I get like 4-hour increments at best. And then little micro naps when I can sneak them in if I need them. Saint Luna is the only hellhound who is adopted by an imp. Probably the only hellhound that's adopted for anything other than servitude, by implication. What's up, PUBGM? How are you? Have I played the new game Dispatch? We actually were just talking about that. I'm still not moving on to any new games until I can finally finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm going to be recording more of that playthrough tonight. So one of these days, maybe I'll be able to get current with whatever's going on. I really need to get my backlog out of the way at least before February, because I most definitely will be playing Resident Evil Requiem when that comes out. Or 9, whatever the fuck it's called. But I have not played anything else new yet, which includes this Dispatch game everybody's talking about right now. I don't understand why some people think that Vox was part of the Triple K. Well, I mean, that's the first I'm hearing about it. I personally think he was part of the Illuminati, but I'm probably wrong. It's most likely just a random ass cult. Are people just trying to associate him with a random existing cult? He says a movement, which is obviously what a cult leader would say. But I just think he's a television demon, so it's got to be TV related, or at least a TV was involved somehow in his death. So there's some connection. Like I said in my reaction, I think he was a televangelist. Uses the broadcast, the TV, to manipulate the congregation, to take advantage and to get his benefits, to get his money, to get his following, all that stuff. They reap riches off of these people, these televangelists, man. And yeah, they're very much their own kind of cult in a way. So I think it's something like in that. I've got no hints. Illuminati, that's just a fucking stretch. Why would anybody jump to that conclusion? And I don't get anything that tells me he'd be in the other one either. But whatever, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think that's the implication, because he immediately goes into a gospel style music number right after that reveal. Anyway, we'll see. Does it ever rain where you live? And if so, how bad does it get? Oh yeah, it rains here all the time. Rain, snows, hails, all of it. I mean, our biggest problem is flooding here in the valley. So like, yeah, rain can be a pretty bad problem. I mean, we had like national emergency level floods last just a couple months ago. Not in my particular area, but like not far from here. Some of those places are still waiting to have some of their bridges rebuilt, even currently. Let's see. Speaking of Wednesday, I think what they're alluding to with the cliffhanger of season 2 is family values, pun intended, because Wednesday changed fate. Might be onto something there. Could you do YouTube full time if you wanted to? Right now, I could probably swing it, but I don't. I like my stable cushion that my regular job provides. Because what I make between Patreon and YouTube still doesn't eclipse what I make just from my regular day job. So adding them together still is very helpful with everything that I got going on right now. So I'm going to try to maintain that for as long as possible. But I'd like to just focus on one thing if I could. It would help me mentally. But I feel like the responsible thing to do is and the safest thing to do is maintain the day job still for as long as I can hold out. Let's see, when do you think it is the most optimal time to put up Christmas decorations? After Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving. Like, I don't like when Christmas bleeds into or beyond another holiday. So it shouldn't, I think it should be unacceptable to put up Christmas decorations prior to Thanksgiving. Hell, don't even put them up in November. Did you know tonight is daylight savings time when you go back and fucking damn it. I forgot about that and now I'm sad. I'm going to be losing an hour tonight. Yay. What's up, Lene? You've returned. It's been a minute. It has indeed been a minute. Hey, Omni, do you think you might react to a new show, The Haunted Hotel? I considered it, but I just, time and interest is going to be worth the time recording and editing it. I haven't seen anything saying that would be beneficial to watch on the channel, but it did pop up on my radar. I just did not watch it. I hope that the people who hate season 1 of Hazbin Hotel don't find something to hate because of season 2, because, you know, so, sometimes it will be dumb. I mean, if you don't like something, you don't like something, but I feel like some people that like really vehemently come down on the show just completely don't watch it and whatever, or just trying to find things to hate. I do feel like especially the Viv hate is so forced. Just pass it through, but I want to drop by and say hi. Really enjoyed your recent Young Royals reactions and Hazbin reactions. Well, thank you, Lene. And thanks for swinging in. What are your thoughts on Sarge from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I'm expecting him to be a villain right now. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. It's fun seeing Coulson be kind of like this rogue badass with this kind of darker edge to him. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to feel about him right now. Because right now we're definitely playing with this whole like, is he bad? Is he good? Is she bad? Is she good? I don't know. We'll see. Do I like English butter? I'll tell you, like, to me, butter is butter. What's the difference? Does it have a mustache and a monocle? Does it drink tea? What is English butter? It was leaked who has Alistair's soul, and I was unfortunately spoiled. Was it? That wasn't the thing that Blake revealed, was it? I know Blake spoiled something about the show, but I still, so far, I don't know what has actually been said about anything, and I still do not want to know. Apparently, next month we're getting a teaser for Avengers Doomsday, but not sure if it's true or not. I feel like it'd be really early to do that. Gavin, that message was a bit risky to send. I can't lie. Best not to talk about spoilers, full stop. I kind of agree, because then you invite discussion about it. Do I know of Mr. Smiley? I do not. I do not indeed. So happy you've been enjoying One Piece thoroughly. I'm enjoying the ride. It's the best part of my Thursdays and myself being caught up. If you have questions, I'm happy to help. I appreciate that, Ghostblade. I really do appreciate it. Let's see, whether telling you something will be explained in the universe or if something is a major spoiler without spoiling, which is why I held off on talking about Gear 2. Well, I appreciate that, man. What's up, Jay the Hummingbird? How are you? Do you think redemption works by the characters atoning for what they did in life alone, or do they need to be redeemed for the sins in after death as well? Well, it seems to be directly related to their initial damning sin. Because as we learned, Pinchas's was inaction. He saw a thing, he did nothing, and allowed more terrible things to happen. And his redemption was at the cost of not being a coward, and it was also his cowardice. It was being courageous enough to put his life on the line and actually not to stand by and allow something to happen again. So it seems to be directly related to what happened when they died. But we'll see. Can't believe they are finally making the Jetsons live action movie. I'm surprised they never did in the 90s around the same time as the Flintstones. You know what? You're not wrong. I am kind of surprised that we haven't had one before. So that's real. I saw a post about a live action Jetsons movie being in the works, and I didn't know if that was real or fake. If you had to make a deal with an Overlord and Hazbin or Helva, who would it be and why? Carmilla. I think out of all of them, Carmilla or Rosie would be the two that I would trust the most. Having watched your F4 reaction, the end credits scene with Dr. Doom looking closer, it seems like Dr. Doom was explaining the events of Doomsday to the kid and asking for his help. That's an interesting thought. Curious if you've seen Ruby yet, and what are your thoughts on it? If not, highly recommend. It's such a fun show to watch, and the best to binge watch too. It comes up like every live stream at this point, at least once or twice. But I've only seen like a little. I've never finished the first season. I watched it initially sometime around when it came out, and then once Monty died, I didn't finish it because I just couldn't make myself go back to it. I think I also just generally lost interest. But definitely once news of Monty's death passed, I definitely was not motivated to return. What I saw was fine. The fights were still cool because it was Monty, so of course they were going to be cool. I didn't love the animation. I thought there was some fun stuff that they were doing, but I definitely fell off. But I know people have been pestering me to no end to continue it or to go back to it for the channel. So who knows? Maybe someday. Would I adopt a Hellhound if I had the choice? I mean, maybe in the way that Blitz did, just to free them, to give them a regular life like he's giving himself out of what is expected of imps. Maybe something along those lines, possibly. Happy Halloween weekend, everybody. Yeah, unfortunately that Halloween didn't get to celebrate the whole weekend. Potential theory, I think Lute is going to become a fallen angel in the pursuit of this Pinchas kill and in the pursuit to get Pinchas killed. What happens afterwards is going to make her mentally state even worse. That's what we were talking about. I mean, I said that in my reaction. I think it'd be super cool if this pursuit of hers causes her to be the next fallen angel, and for her to be cast out into hell with the thing and the people that she hates would just be poetic justice. What is an X-Hound? What is an X-Hound? Where did that come from? I never sat down to watch Hazbin or Helva, but I think Vox went to hell because he manipulated the views of the news to put money in his pocket, and essence of greed is what shoved him downstairs. I mean, that, if the televangelist thing ends up being true, like what I said, I mean, that's exactly that. It's a manipulation of your viewers, and it's pocketing that money, because a lot of those televangelists, they have donation hotlines. They have ways to extort money from their viewership. So they have these massive mansions that they get tax-free, or these fucking planes, boats, yachts. I mean, a lot of them have private planes and shit. Like, they just extort the shit out of their followers and whatnot. And yeah, like, it's most certainly, I hope it's that. I think that thematically would be very beautiful, because it also would feed into what's going on with heaven and hell right now too, in the way that the religion can be manipulated and used like that to mislead or misdirect or abuse certain souls. As an English, I don't know what English butter is. English butter is less salty and a bit more smart looking, like a butler. So are we just making a joke or a pun? Anyway, yes, the compulsory monocle and mustache. Hell yeah. Hey, at least I didn't say bad teeth. Now that you mentioned an Omni, I don't know why the fuck I thought Vox is part of the Illuminati. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how we made the leap to that. Like, that feels like the biggest stretch out of all of these things. Well, I mean, both of those seem like pretty hefty stretches, I think. But I think people are just desperate to try to connect him to a real-world cult. Speaking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., to drop my take on the butterfly term, I think the dimension where these rogues are from, they carry the belief of reincarnation. When something dies, they are reborn as weather people, animals or insects, hence butterflies. Okay, I mean, that kind of makes some sense, I think. How dare ye? Sorry, Rebex. Hey, that's the stereotype. I didn't say it. Velvet is the only V who isn't an enemy of anyone, like Vox and Alistair or Val and Angel, so Velvet is probably the only smart one. Or the most apathetic one, if anything. She's the most emotionally unattached out of all of them. Butterflies could even refer to the human soul, because when you die, the soul leaves your body. In Bleach, the butterflies are a huge moniker, and a lot of other things too, of the soul. Jim Carrey attached his name to the live-action Jetsons. That's what I saw. I thought that was a rumor mill thing, or who knows. Interesting. What's up, Sabrina Bashimi? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Whether you do not want to sell your soul to Rosie, there's no way she's that kind as a cannibal. She's got to be faking it. I mean, she gave Charlie real advice that actually paid off. There was no malicious intent. There was no backstabbing. There was no nothing. Cannibal bit aside, she's probably one of the nicest people we've seen in hell. She just has a particular taste that is different from most people. How are you judging her for that? Anyway, love shows. I love how shows are replaced with other shows. Peacemaker leads into Derry, which leads into Fallout, which leads into Percy Jackson, leads into Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That is kind of how they do try to avoid overlapping, but like here lately, we've had a bunch of shit just bomb all together. So it's been a little bit of a mess. Jim Carrey has been announced as Fred Flintstone? What? But they didn't somebody just say, and like I just saw, like, I thought he was going to be in the Jetsons movie. Are you telling me that the Flintstones are also going to be in this live action Jetsons movie as well? That's a crazy thing. Real question is, have you listened to Lily Allen's new album? Who the hell is Lily Allen? The Stranger Things press tour is going to be interesting for Hopper. Oh. Okay, never mind. Now I know what you're talking about. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Now I know who we were talking about. Yep. 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 They're just gonna have to talk about it. The next sound is this strange, stronger type of hellhound and a more wanted as a weapon and apparently even one in Hell's Garden. You're making shit up. That's not a real thing. I can tell you that's not a real thing. And I think you finally played your hand here. Yeah, you overextended your hand. You just revealed that you're another one of those fake accounts as we suspected. Is this one of your fucking fanfic things? With your Hellhound Razor? I'm not gonna ban it right now, but you need to watch yourself. Anyway, can you watch Welcome to Derry? We talked about that before. Right now, not looking on it. Let's see. I don't have the time for it right now. But I want to get around to it anyway at some point. But right now, I don't know if I've got the energy. I still got a whole ass season of Visions to find some time to pump out. I hope it wasn't annoying when I asked about Haunted Hotel. I apologize. It's my first time on one of your streams. Enjoy your videos. I'm autistic and I needed to apologize and clarify. No, it's no problem at all. No, I was not annoyed whatsoever. So, no need to worry about that. Is it just me or in the movie is Pennywise a bit creepy? Is it just you? Why is he in the sewers? I'm just getting into it for the first time. Well, I mean, it's kind of, him being creepy is kind of the point. You know, there's only reason B is a hellhound is because she became one. Isn't that true of what anybody is always? Now I realize that was a silly question. Pennywise is obviously a creep, but I'm trying to understand if he's just pure evil. Well, I mean, the show's probably going to go into it. I was like, I don't know if, like, how much to go into. I mean, it's in the movies too, but like, I mean, he's an interdimensional space being that is the embodiment of evil compared to the source of all good or whatever, which is the life turtle. Thank you, Stephen King, for all your batshit insane lore. So, yeah, he's most certainly evil. To our extent, at least. Hi again, what do you think would take for an angel or winner to fall or become a sinner? And do you play D&D? I haven't played in a while. My table's been on hiatus for a couple of months now, but I do play. Just seems like you'd be into it in my humble biased opinion. No, you are very well correct. I mean, I love me some D&D, man. I love it to death. I'm going through withdrawals at the moment, but I don't know, man. I mean, that goes back to like, what did Lucifer do to become fallen? What exactly did he propose that was so bad that they kicked him out and looked down on him and shunned him away? And they're so afraid of his return. They're like, anytime his name comes up, everybody's butthole clenches. Like, it really does make me wonder if there's something more to the story, or if they're just that prudish. Or maybe he just wanted there to be more freedom than they allow. Hence the sins themselves, like things that he sees as just humanly vices and not as a bad thing. And even the sins themselves, while they represent something believably bad, none of them act on it in a terrible way. Like, even with Satan, he's learning to control his anger. B, make sure all of her attendees aren't hurting themselves and are doing this to enjoy themselves, not to hurt themselves, which is why she made sure that Blitz needed to go home. He wasn't there for the right reasons. And how Ozzy, lust is consent. He's completely against manipulation or force of any kind. You know, it's like the flip. It's the allowance for those pleasures, those things at moderation and without harming one another. So maybe that's what he was trying to bring into it. It was like, hey, let's do this, this, and this, and that. And they were like, ew, no. Not seeing that there's a positive expression to every one of those things. I don't know. Wasn't Fantastic Four live action Jetsons though? I mean, you're not wrong. I think she only gave Charlie real advice because Charlie outranks her. I don't buy that. I'm not with you on that one, man. What if Rosie was Luna's mom? That would make absolutely no sense. She can't be. She's a sinner. And Luna's a hellborn. Well, that would make her bad to Alistair. They can't give birth to hellhounds. You think 2026 is going to be a better year than 2025? Who knows? I have no idea, man. Please don't kink shame. Did anybody kink shame? I'm the last person that should kink shame anything. What were we talking about here? Sorry for saying this, but I feel like that no one is trying to give Viv Z Pop her flowers or fair review of her work. I mean, you bet it. You bet your ass I will. Before we go and bow out, listen to my One Piece music. I'm curious your thoughts. Super Sentai rebranding, possibly airing in America with a recent Kamen Rider season. I need to look into all of that because that's the first I'm here. I heard Super Sentai was ending. So is it ending or is it just rebranding to something else? And yeah, if you want to send me your music to listen to later, I can do that. I won't do that on the stream though. Nice. This Kingdom also leads into Daredevil Born Again Season 2 and Invincible Season 3. It's because I just don't want to compete for views, because right now it's just like attentions can't be pulled too many directions. Let's see, yep. The actors for Stranger Things have really grown up. Yeah. Yeah, a lot. Seems Will is the glue that holds the Stranger Things friends together. Very true. Is it me or some hellhounds looking like trees? It might be you, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Backflip. Gutted you didn't otherwise know Lily. Does she like perform under just her name? Because if that's so, I definitely wouldn't know. This might be one of those cases where if I hear a song, I might know, but I've never heard the name. Or if I have, I don't have anything to associate it with. God damn it, why are people like this? What did I walk into? Nothing crazy, just a no average all little thing here. Pennywise creepy? What made you think that? No, I'm just talking to a Discord server, so I'm going back and forth. That's why I'm talking about it. I guess I was guessing. Pennywise is a very tragic character. He's misunderstood, actually. Yeah, let's see that. Pennywise looks like a friendly little fellow. What do you mean? Mongo acts just like Pennywise. Last time I saw that poor bastard was in the sewers 5 years ago. Oh, you guys, man. So you're telling me the Ninja Turtles protect the main group of kids in It minus Eddie, who had it the worst? Maybe. I love how in the movie It, Andy and Batman had Batman playing in a theater, and he's currently attached to the Batman Brave and the Bold film. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's. I mean, timeline-wise, it just kind of makes. That's interesting. That's an interesting little catch right there. I'm not a fake. I didn't say you were fake. I'm just saying this is another account by another person who's been here a lot. Yeah, I mean, you ratted yourself out. I'm not saying you're not real or whatever. But it's just another person with another account yet again. Prove you're not a scroll. Gulp. Is this turning into a Mexican standoff or Spanish? Maybe Brazilian? I don't know. Shoot! I only have swords. Cannibalism joke. Oh, the kink shaming thing, I think, was just a cannibalism joke. Rosie's sweetie, and I will not be told otherwise. The Incredible Family versus the Fantastic Four family. Like, who would win in a fight? The Fantastic Four would dominate them. Johnny alone would wreck the Incredibles family as a whole. Jack wins. There's so many people who are reviewing Hazbin fairly. There's also some straight up haters. There's a lot of I think the straight up haters are just so loud. Like, I had somebody fucking DMing me earlier today that was just disgusting. It was like, oh, you review this? And just started slinging out slurs and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Block. Let's see. Rosie being Luna's mother is like Omni being my great-great-grandmother. Do you think they'll do Stranger Things spinoffs? There are talks of Stranger Things spinoffs being in the works. But the Duffers are also leaving Netflix, so I think they said they would executive produce them, but they're not going to work on them directly. Even so who knows, man? Who knows? Okay, maybe not Franklin. Yeah, Franklin, if Franklin's in the mix, it's a hell nah. See, I love the Helliverse. Me too, but I think them swearing in every sentence kind of kills the impact of the swear words. Don't mistake it for me hating it. I love it, but there are a few issues. I think that was more the case for me in the earlier episodes of Hell of a Boss, but I've heard that critique that they swear to be edgy, but that's how I talk. Like, I feel like some people, and it's not like something you'd like, oh, I don't like it. That's a wholly different conversation to have. But like, people act like some people don't talk like that. And I'm like, I sure as shit do. like, especially when I was God, and I saw the same criticism for, and she didn't even write it. Like, Viv and her team didn't even write it. The Homestuck pilot. It was like, oh, they're swearing so much more in this. It must be because of Viv. Like, they didn't swear like this. You know, teenagers don't talk like that. And I'm like, dude, I sweared so much more than these kids. I almost found it like a skill to see how many swear words I could put in a sentence. But that's just me. That's just me. I mean, it can be annoying, and it can be done poorly, all based on the execution. I mean, look at Devil May Cry, the anime, man. That was the cringiest part of that show, was when they tried to be cool while swearing. Most notably, Mary. I'm like, just use different words, hun. Please stop. I appreciate your opinion, like you're the only person who adores us. I appreciate that. Haggard say, seriously misunderstood creatures Pennywise clowns are. As he's actively being gnawed on by one. He's like, yeah, he's just a sweetheart inside. This is how he shows love, as he's halfway through his neck. Can't wait to meet Charlie's mom. Should be a nice twist, since I'm pretty sure she hasn't been on screen at all yet. I mean, you're not the only one that thinks that we've not actually seen Lilith. I do think it's funny. It is very curious. I mean, here's the thing. Charlie might believe her mom is Lilith, but her mom might not actually be Lilith at all. Like, I don't know how much that's being considered. I think she might be told her mom is Lilith, and hell, her Lilith may have very well even have been the mother that was there, but maybe not the one that gave birth. Well, obviously we know in the canon, Lucifer actually carried and birthed Charlie. That's confirmed. That's real. I mean, I think in the mythos, I don't think Lilith could bear children. She was cursed with a barren womb or something like that, which I think is why in the Helliverse, Lucifer was the one that actually carried the fetus. But who knows? It could be Eve. It could be Rue. It could be whatever. But I did want to call out, though, that last time we saw Lilith in this, and they think she's Lilith, but I don't think she's actually Lilith. Anyway, sorry. Not anymore, but like the apple. She's eating apple slices. And on her phone is that tree. Is that is that the tree that housed the fruit of knowledge? Or is that a different tree? Is it a root? Who knows? Pennywise can do no wrong. He just wanted to give me a pool noodle so I could float. They all float down here. We had one like that on the Arrowverse wiki who thought he was slick. Go and do dishes, come back to madness. Not really. Not really. Let's see. The Incredibles have a speedster, though. He's not... I mean, he's pretty fast. Again, if you put Franklin in the mix, there's no go. Dude can... He's a reality manipulator. He's like the strongest character in all of Marvel, almost. Dash does throw a little bit of a wrench into things, but if Johnny just supernovas, it doesn't matter how fast he is. He's kind of dead. Anyway, let's be real. I could take Godzilla. Yes, you could. Not sure if you're a sports fan. I most certainly am not. But who you got for Game 7 of the World Series tonight? Dodgers or Blue Jays? Who's your pick? I'll go with that one. Yeah, I'm not a sports dude. OmniFan, you can't convince me because of how things have just been in the chat with all these other accountees, account holders, all talking about the same thing. And then you did it again. This thing that doesn't exist. In this, you fixate on Hellhounds, which is another thing the other account did. They also have their own Hellhound-based fan fiction, where they create their own Helliverse lore that they've talked about. You talked about X-Hounds, which is not a thing from the actual Helliverse at all. You can't play this game. You're not fooling me anymore. It can't be coincidence that 5 different accounts all talked about this same fanfic that no one knows about. Is the internet down? Are we still live? Because it's stuck buffering on my end.
It looks like it's working. I just think the screen died. Here we are. There we go. Got it. All right. Fixed it. So yeah, it was just me. What? Crazy? To be frank, they are in hell. That's true. Omni, would you have Luna as your sister? Sure, why not? Feel like the Duffer Brothers go anywhere. HBO would be great since Stranger Things has the quality of an HBO show, basically movie level quality. I think they're going, I can't remember if it's Paramount or they've already said where they're going. They have a deal somewhere, but I'm drawing a blank right now. All right. Yeah, the gaslighting is insane. I'm being mean without evidence. I literally told you the evidence. Yeah, sorry. I'm done. Just be honest. You've been caught. Just stop with the bullshit. And even if it's not true, just doubling down like that, or at least going off like that, is just the opposite way to get what you want in this situation, man. I can't let this crap like weigh down the chat again. Anyway, this already been decided where they're going to be going, but I can't remember where they're going to be heading off to. Yeah, fucking talk like that. What the fuck? Yeah. Especially like when I was God, did you say? Now, I'm sorry, I got distracted by so many things. I can't remember what this was alluding to. Nick, could you clarify real quick? Haha! Where I live, everyone swears, even the children. It's a little questionable. Let's see. Not so average. Elijah has some theories about that. Is Lilith Eve or Adam is God as he came from his bowling balls? Not how that works. He's still human. I think we've seen Lilith, just not Charlie's mom. See, that's a good point. Because I've also thought that as well. Charlie's mom, I think, is not... Yeah. 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 Because some people think that who we think is Lilith is actually Eve. But it could just very well be Lilith and not Charlie's actual mom, but she believes it's her mom. Because I think there's more to it when Charlie demoned out to protect Lucifer against Adam in the finale last season. I think Rue, whatever Rue is, might actually be the real mom. But I don't know. Because my other question would be, how did they get Lilith's phone? Because her phone is still the same. Because it is the phone that they are calling to, and she has it. Well, I mean, she could have got it if they had done something with the real Lilith. Anyway. I saw somebody say, like, Gavin was like, I think it's Rue. I saw somebody say, like, Rue might be sealed in the pentagram moon that hovers over Pentagram City, which would be a cool thought. Like, she's sealed away, but that's why there's the corruption, the eyes everywhere. It's just like that energy is still permeates. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting lore. Wow, you've made some good points on the Sins and Morningstar thing. Thank you so much for answering my questions. I can't wait to hear more of your reactions, see more of Vimsy's work. There's a part 2 to this. Until the next time, take care. I hope you find your next D&D fix soon. Take it easy. Thank you, Jay, for hanging out, and likewise. Teenagers don't swear like this. What public school did you go to? Because while I didn't swear a lot, my peers sure did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Dickmaster, what if Lucifer was preggy? Well, I mean, we talked about that. Yeah, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this. I think you look like a tasty burger. There was some weird stuff last week too. I think we're just done. I'm done. I'm just gonna full ass hide at this point. I'm just over it. Let's see. So I did just initially do like just a 24-hour timeout, but we're just gonna perma. I think we're perma done. People can't learn to actually be mature or know how to conduct themselves in a public space. Nah, I'm not having it. I was way too lenient about that one, I think, to let it go this long. If Vax actually does get killed this season, I really hope Viv has an even better villain prepared. As my god, I cannot say it enough. Fox is the best villain for Hazbin Hotel. He fits perfectly. I agree, but she describes season 3 as the Morning Star season, so I think that's when we're going to start getting into the deep lore, and I think that's when we're going to be getting some more higher entities into the mix of sorts, likely. You can hate something, just don't be an a-hole about it. Don't tell lies just because you need something to help you hate on it more. Yeah, true. Franklin can literally rewind time to where Dash is a baby and not a speedster. True. Oh my god, it just kept getting worse. What is this shit? What the okay. Anyway. Nah, it's all about the habit of saying because fanfic is cool. Yeah, nah, they all happen to have the same fanfic. Yeah. Sorry, Sir Hoop. My favorite candy is a Mars bar. I don't know if I've had a Mars bar. I don't know. Let's be real. I could definitely beat the Scarlet Witch in a fight. Nah, I'm lying. She'd definitely cook me. Yeah. Here we are, live on me. Yeah, I'm good to go. Yeah, you live. We live in this one. The only way the Incredibles beat the F4 is in a death battle. Because if Green Lantern can beat Ben 10, anything can happen. I believe sometimes like Death Battle, I feel like gets something horribly wrong at times, and other times I'm like, yeah, unquestionably. That was one of the ones I do feel like it was a little out of pocket, but I can kind of buy it. Farted on a lighter and started a fire. What's up, Freckles? When they get caught, they start breaking down, to be honest. Yep, every time. Gaslight too close to the sun, make it go boom. Just weird. What company do you think should purchase Warner? Amazon or Netflix? If it had to be anybody, because I don't want it to be Universal, I don't want it to be Paramount, because they are absolute chaos to work with. Mayor Gaslight District. No, I thought that too, but didn't want to point it out. It's okay, it was a dumb joke. Forget about it. Alrighty, I think it's rude. What if they're the same person? 2 personalities, 1 body. Don's tinfoil hat. Maybe. Didn't think about that one. Like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. Saying stuff like Hazbin Hotel sees Session 2, which is something the other accounts did say, calling them sessions instead of seasons. Yeah, you're right. I noticed that too, but I was letting it slide because for the most part they were behaving, so I decided not to call it out. But it was once they kept going back to the weird fanficky relationships with the Hellhound crap and then the X-Hound thing, I was like, all right, it's just too on the nose and obvious at this point. Going for the Dodgers win tonight. Get back to Geek Talk now. Do you think we'll get a one-off special crossover episode of Hazbin or Helva, or have each other characters appear in the other shows? I think it's more likely that we're going to get just some one-off crossovers here and there, where just going about their daily lives or whatever craziness is going on, when it makes sense, just have some paths cross. But I would if there is if I'm right about hell of a boss taking place prior to the events of Hazbin Season 1, you could build up to this big hell-wide thing. That to where in Hazbin, something happens and it requires all of hell to rise up and defend itself or whatever. To that point, you have like it's like fucking Endgame, where you've got Imp, the Goetia, the Sins, and everybody alongside the sinners and Lucifer and Charlie and all that, pushing back against whatever is going on to save heaven and hell from whatever. Because I don't believe it's not going to end with hell being bad. It's not going to end with heaven being bad. It may just end with the gates being open between the worlds and whatever actually is the cause of it. If it is eventually revealed to be the root of all evil, maybe they stamp it out, seal it away permanently, and maybe allow people to just be themselves, or I don't know. It's going to be really interesting what avenue they go eventually. But I do think that there is a way that all of these things coalesce against, like in this Final Fantasy-esque way, against this massive, larger than life concept. Like if Rue ends up being the final big boss, big bad, or hell, if maybe a sinner or somebody, Alistair, happens to gain the power of whatever this entity is or absorb it, and then that's the final Final Fantasy boss. You know, who knows? Who fucking knows, man? I have a friend that used to be horrendously scared of Alistair. I helped fix that and hinted at Rue, and now my friend is more scared of that unknown. Good job. Redirect that attention elsewhere. In one comic, when Johnny Storm got pregnant, there's a scene in Hazbin Hotel Season 2 trailer where Val is reaching up to the heaven. I'm curious what happens with that. I saw something that showed, because we saw Lucifer in his robe in this first episode. I saw a side-by-side that makes me wonder if that's Val or if that's Lucifer longing for heaven. Like if there is a Lucifer song that we're going to get, and that's just him in his bathrobe. Because the color could just be the tinting of the lighting of the scene. That could be misleading. It could be Val being like, "Ha ha, we're gonna get up there," or some other evil villain song or something like that. Yeah, but that could have been Lucifer's hand. I don't know. I'm up in the air on it. I mean, if it helps you, I don't think you look like a burger at all. Well, thank you. Is there a way to block based on IP address? Unfortunately, not. You look like two people did a fusion dance to make a baby years ago. Accurate. It's my birthday today. Well, happy birthday, Oliver. Hell yeah. Big old 2-5. Yeah, this one right here, JC. Just a theory, but it might be Lucifer since he's seen in a similar robe in episode 1. Yeah. I've seen a couple of people do some side-by-side comparisons, and honestly, it could go either way. You're at your peak. Have I ever experienced a tornado? Almost. Here just a few months ago, we had a tornado cell try to form above our neighborhood. It didn't, thankfully, but it was we had a full-on tornado watch in effect, but it missed us, thankfully. Sharknado. I do hope Apple buys Warner Brothers. Apple has been killing it with their shows and movies, and the studio has now become my favorite this year. I do want to get around to watching the studio at some point. I've heard great things about that one. Ate an apple, and this guy was like, "What are you doing?" "That's a phone, not food." "What's it called?" "An apple." Oh my god. Sean, you nerd. Did you think every Arrowverse shows were good or bad or trash? I mean, I think most of them were decent. I have good things to say about all of the shows. They're most certainly not perfect, but I love Arrow and I love Flash. Even though the Flash lost its way eventually, I still love it on the whole. Arrowverse was the most consistent across the board from beginning to end. I love it to death. And the other shows were just fun in their own right, but some harder to watch than others. But I I fawn over the days of the Arrowverse, man. The fool didn't know. Everything is food if you try hard enough. That's true. Who would win in a fight, Alistair or Stolas? I mean, Stolas greatly outranks Alistair on the hierarchy, but their power sets seemingly are very different. So Stolas also doesn't appear to be like a fighter. Stolas also can immediately and instantly turn somebody to stone with a gaze. So if that works on Alistair, Stolas has the win right then and there. So to combat experience, Alistair I think would have the edge. Stolas though, with this power set and just the raw power, probably would win either way. Who knows? Not all Arrowverse seasons were good, but I liked all the shows. Imagine this: Rue gets killed and every sinner becomes redeemed as there is no longer any evil in them. That would be wild. So you're telling me Thanos was pressing Silver Surfer about losing his stones and rang up the rudely interrupted? Well, I don't even know what you were talking about right there, man. Never actually been in one of these streams to the very end. It feels very cool to know that Omni is catching up with the chat. Best Arrowverse story was the Force's mom-dad storyline. Yeah, you say, and you couldn't even leave out the LOL. It's like trying to say something and not laugh. Love Alistair, but he didn't do shit in season 1 and season 2 so far. I think one of the reasons why he's not able to help Charlie right now, or isn't helping Charlie right now, is because he's probably significantly weaker right now as a result. Because his staff's broken. He's probably still healing from his wound. As we saw in the trailer, it's still not completely healed. So I don't know, man. Even Omni late on here, but been watching the footy on UK. Hell yeah. Walk all the same. Weapons reference probably. Getting close. You think Severance had any good plot twists? All of them. It's amazing. The show's amazing. Every plot twist was a good twist. Well, I'll be watching it. Welcome to Derry. Well, that's the question a lot of people have asked this time around, but I'm not rushing to do so right now. No. So I don't know yet. Will I eventually? Maybe. Right now, I don't have it on the plans or the schedule at the moment. Who is Rue? I never know. I just hear people talking about it's a her. As far as we know, at least. What started off as a fanfic character, to my knowledge, or a character she had designed, but they never knew what she was going to do with. It was just a character that I think got introduced in her list of possible characters for her multitude of different show ideas that people have really got connected to. Rouge, short for the root of all evil. Or root of evil. Shitting myself because of how close he is. Look, X-Files reference. Look at it. It's over there. Good try. Throws. Sean. Arrowverse really did peak after Crisis, man. Those were some fun times watching those shows. Agreed. Eat. Welcome to Derry. That's funny right there. Couldn't type that with a straight face. I knew it. Do you have any predictions for Percy Jackson season 2? Percy Jackson's going to be in it. Other than that, I got nothing for you, man. Oh my god. I think Percy Jackson's going to be in it. What are your thoughts on Batwoman season 1 and Ruby Rose as Kate Kane? I didn't hate her as Kate. She was fine. She was not the highlight of that season, but season 1 is still my favorite season because it's the most cohesive narratively, I think. It definitely overall production-wise, quality-wise, I do think is better in seasons 2 and season 3. But I think I was more invested in I was the most invested in season 1. Because everything made sense then, and they had to just really force everything into a corner, into a loop, into a noodle, into a pretzel in the subsequent seasons. If only we had just started the show off with the person that they recast for her later. We wouldn't have been in that mess. Charlie's mom is the root of all evil. Charlie really took after her dad.
that she did, if that does end up being the case. What do you prefer, Hazbin Hotel or Hell of a Boss? I prefer Hell of a Boss. I also prefer Hell of a Boss, though when Hazbin Hotel's in full swing, man, it definitely dominates the brain. But on the whole, like I love the sweeping, grandiose, musical action elements of Hazbin, like the grander, larger than life stuff. But like the real stuff and the fun stuff and Hell of a Boss, I do think it just lasts longer. The high lasts longer, if that makes sense. Sea Monsters, maybe? Christian Borle is one of the best voices in Hazbin cast. My favorite, I think. Mine's still good old Jeremy, but yeah. I mean, there's just so many great voice stars in there. Host Andor, do you think Star Wars will ever get back to top tier? I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I hope so. I will never understand why Stargirl had to end the way it did. So frustrating. Same. Really liked it. It was amazing, man. That was so good. Sad that Hazbin is more well known. Helva is much better. I think they're certainly on par. It's just they're two very different kinds of stories with two very different kinds of focuses. Which power do you need? Blood powers or fire powers? Fire. Give me fire powers all day long. I love watching shit burn. So give me fire powers. I guess we've hit the end. I guess we have. All right, man. And we've at a hefty little hour, 21 minutes. Pretty solid spot here, man. Some good talk, some good fun. I'm going to get some food and then probably start recording Final Fantasy VII in a little bit. So I'm going to get all up on that. I remember when the entire internet would quake when a Star Wars trailer was released. Missed those mad reactions with people losing their minds. Good times. Yeah, man, I didn't even bother reacting to the Mandalorian trailer or the Vision Season 3 trailer. And hell, as you've seen, I'm late to Vision Season 3. I just, there's just not a rush to it, man. There's just not a rush. Yeah, I also think both are awesome. Yeah, guys. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Great weekend. Great rest of your weekend. And I will catch y'all next Saturday. And then we'll definitely have more to talk about. That's for sure. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.